And we're back. There he is, the man of the hour, the main event, the headliner, the A side. It's with glasses, or with, I should say, goggles. It's Jake Paul. Hi, Jake.
Jake Phelps.
What's the inspiration there?
Man, I'm doing my open workout. You know, that's all it is. Got to hit the laps, finish up some cardio. That was really my last cardio workout of camp. I took advantage of the pool being right there. We swam a lot in this camp, so I decided to hit it on the open workout. Why not?
With shoes?
Yeah. You know, it makes you a little bit heavier, so it makes it a little bit harder to swim.
Coach D told him that. You know?
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Shout out to Coach D. I want to get to Tyron Woodley in a second, but Tommy fumbled. Tommy Fury. Is this the last we'll ever speak his name? What's going to happen now?
Yeah, I don't think a fight between us will ever happen. I don't want to give him the opportunity. You know, he had his shot, and I'd like to see him have to fight 20 more times to even get the same payday that he was going to get against me. So sorry, Tommy, but it's not going to happen.
How much did he haggle you before all of this fell apart anyway?
He wasn't really haggling me at all, not that I saw. I was more so bickering back and forth with Tyson. But
didn't you put out a video being like, Tommy, you're about to fumble the bag. This is the most important decision of your life.
That's because he was scared to sign the contract.
Okay.
We were negotiating, and I was like, yo, I'm not giving you any more money.
Well, this is one of those rare late replacement, you know, where it saved the fight, so shout out to Tyron Woodley for that. But this could be a very interesting and very different fight from the first one, August 29th. Do you expect this to be more difficult than the split decision you guys had over 8 rounds?
I don't expect it to be more difficult, mainly based on my skills having improved so much since the last fight. I've sparred close to 200 rounds and gotten a lot better. You know, I'm early in my career, so the amount that I could change in between fights is still massive. You know, going from my 4th fight to my 5th fight, I've gotten so much better, and I went into camp with a chip on my shoulder because I wasn't happy with my performance last time.
Biggest thing you learned after 8 rounds, when you were back in that locker room and you thought, okay, I got that under my belt, what was it?
It was just stay calm, stay focused, stick to the game plan. Don't worry about what happens. You know, it's boxing. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get tagged. Keep going. You know, stay calm. That was the biggest thing. But having actually done it now, I have a lot more confidence going into this fight. I've never even been hit with a 10-ounce glove in a fight, a professional fight. So Tyron was the first person to actually punch me. My first 3 opponents didn't land a punch. So that was my first time even feeling what it was like to, you know, get hit with a 10-ounce glove. Great learning experience. Got buzz in the 4th round, no problem. Going 8 rounds, my cardio is good but can be better. It's all improvements, you know. And if I would have went in there and just knocked them out, I wouldn't have gotten as good as I am now because I wouldn't have been as hungry to make improvements in camp.
You play such a big role in the marketing and promotion side, and that's a key part of your success, and we give you all that credit. But because of that, you can't always just look at just your opponent, just Tyron Woodley in this rematch on Saturday. You've got to be looking ahead at planting seeds for potential opponents. I mean, Nate Diaz is running around. Anyone could be your potential next opponent. Does that ever get in the way of preparing for the task at hand? Could you be distracted heading into this Woodley rematch?
Not at all. Not at all. You plant seeds for the future. And when you are so confident in your ability, there's only one outcome here. I'm going to win. Period. You know? So I'm going to look ahead 100%, and I'm that confident in my preparations and my training and my team behind me. We're going to win the fight. So might as well plan the game, the roadmap moving forward. That's what I've done this whole entire time. You know, calling out big names since the jump.
You know, we had Tyron just here. He actually, this is true, he rated your power as similar to Robbie Lawler. So let me reverse the question. How would you rate his power?
Like a 4 out of 10.
Is it off balance? I mean, he did hit hard in MMA. What's the difference?
I mean, I have no idea. I don't know what it is for him. You know, the shot he caught me with was a lucky shot. I was falling backwards already, throwing a check hook. He came over the top of the hook. So my balance was off. So it really didn't even hurt that bad. A little buzz. But I've been hit by people, you know, way harder in sparring. He's strong, but that doesn't always translate to power. When we tie up in the clinch, he's strong, but that doesn't mean he can hit hard.
I saw Nate Diaz was here. Boy, you have to be salivating at the prospect of a potential Nate Diaz. Dude, how big? Serious question. How many pay-per-views would a Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz boxing match sell?
1.5 million probably.
At least, right?
Look. I'm not going to say anything, but there's a reason for everything.
Who is your white whale? Because we often try to go, well, God, him and McGregor, they'd be, I don't even know how to.
You said $250 million on the All Access. Who gets you there?
I think it's multiple fights, but I think there's the Diaz, the McGregor fight, the Canelo fight. You mean
that
the Jake Paul versus Logan fight.
You mean that when you say
fight? I mean that, yeah, 100%. I mean I'm going to fight Canelo, 100%. Look at this guy, Yildirim. I don't even know his first name. I keep on saying this in a bunch of interviews, but his nickname is the Turkish Warrior.
But he was a mandatory.
Regardless, he got to fight Canelo. Regardless of what he is or he isn't. He sat down in the corner and quit. He didn't throw one punch. He just took a beating for a couple of rounds and then quit in the corner.
He did have a poor showing, let's be fair.
It was not great.
So why can't he get a fight, but I can't? I'm bigger than that guy.
Level
I'm
of
stronger.
experience. The brand's not a problem. It's level of experience.
But it's not about how long you've been doing something. It's about how right you've been doing it that whole time.
Still, there might be commission issues, like a guy with, let's say, 10 fights versus a guy with 50 or 60.
Well, we just saw Floyd box Logan Paul.
That's true. That's a fair point. Yep. No doubt about it. Okay. In terms of the next one, you said you're not expecting anything different from him. Like, he must be thinking of some twist, right?
Is he going for the knockout early, or what's going to happen?
Yeah, look, I mean, there's really two ways this works. He comes out, guns a-blazing, trying to knock me out, or he just plays it, slow and tries to survive all 8 rounds. But either way, he's going to lose.
Now, last time you had that robot that had the 2 chest plates with the video of Nate Marquardt
problem bot
drilling Tyron Woodley, and then you had the belt with its own messaging on it. Are we bringing back the old hits, or are we got new hits to play this time around?
We might be playing me hitting him in the problem bot. But yeah, I got a couple more surprises for you guys on fight night. Maybe my fight trunks are going to be never before seen, the most expensive fight trunks in the history of boxing. So I'm excited to prevail those.
We can't. It hit the floor. He mentioned a fight against Logan Paul. I mean, are you guys really still talking about this? Because that would get a different. You want to talk about pulling the casual fan? That's some casual fan stuff right there.
Exactly. And look, I mean, it's talked about so much. Who knows if it's actually going to happen? But it's in the cards.
But could you motivate yourself to want to finish him?
That's the weird part. That's the weird part of it is.
I can see you.
What do we actually do? Yeah, like what do we actually do in the moment? But the moment might get the best of us, where we're just in there trying to prove to each other, and then boom, one of us.
Naturally, I do have a pro wrestling background as a fan.
I believe
all we need is like a girl to get between both of you, and then it's a Mega Powers thing going on with Hogan and Savage, and then suddenly it's like, yo, he's my brother, but I got a receipt, I got to pay out. Okay, so we'll look forward to that in the future.
Tomorrow is, I believe, the presser. Yes. Now, last time we were here in what was it, August? They got out of hand at the last time's presser.
Cleveland, yeah.
Are we expecting similar choppy seas?
No. Look, I mean, I'm chill. I'm chilling. I have no.
You both have different vibes this time around, by the way. Both you and him. He's got a breezy, like happy-go-lucky attitude, and even yours is a little bit more like dialed in.
Yeah,
calm.
I'm just way more calm. Like my friends have been saying, like, "Oh, you're in Zen mode." This is what I do now. I've been so active. I already beat this guy, whatever, chop it up to the game. I'm so confident my training had the perfect training camp, whatever. But tomorrow when I see him at the press conference, no bad blood. I'm sure there's going to be shit talk and words exchange, but I don't need to get into any altercations or anything like that.
Bro, I don't think his tattoo, it's coming off. Have you seen it?
I haven't even seen him.
I think it's the tattoos that they get like at the carnival or whatever that like are stay on for like 60 days or something.
I mean, yeah, look, smart play, but he still does have "I Love Jake Paul" tattooed on him, which is pretty embarrassing for a grown-ass man.
Is this $500,000 bet or part of the, it's a clause in the contract that if he knocks you out, he gets $500K bonus? Is that a self move to motivate yourself? Is that like I'm going to outsmart everybody by doing this to myself?
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. First and foremost, there's rumors going out that my fights aren't real and that they're rigged and that I have no knockout clauses where my opponent can't knock me out. And it's absolutely untrue. We've always incentivized my opponents with money to knock me out. And that's what we're doing here. So Tyron gets $500,000 contractually if he can knock me out. And yeah,
does it have to be KO or does a TKO count?
Shit, I didn't even read the fine print.
But he has to stop you, basically.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, okay, you go to play someone one-on-one basketball, right? And you lose pretty badly.
You got to fight them.
7 rounds to 1. You lose. And then you show up the next weekend to go play that same guy in one-on-one basketball. Just because you want to beat him again doesn't mean you can beat him. If the guy said to you, yo, I'll give you $500,000 if you can beat me in one-on-one basketball this weekend, you're going to really want to, but it doesn't mean you can. So to me, it doesn't matter. I know I'm going to win, but to the public, they're like, oh, this kid's crazy. It doesn't matter.
What's the best part about being Jake Paul? Because there's not many that can compare this lifestyle at the moment at 24, what you're doing.
Yeah, let me assure you, at 24, I was not doing this. I can. This is a very unique thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really is. I try not to think about it. I don't really even have time to reflect often. I'm just going. And this is what I've known my whole entire life, is being in front of the cameras, working, hustling nonstop, having fun, creating businesses, taking over the world, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a fun. It's like a chess game, and I'm just better at it.
So for 2022, because I know you've been grinding for a little while, I probably want to break after this for a little while, right? At least something. What is the plan? In a perfect world, how does 2022 go?
I haven't really looked into it like that. I want to take a break, like you said, but how long that break is, I don't want to put a time limit on my break, because then that almost is like you're still working. So
you mean it's our life? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm gonna take a break, chill out, spend some time with my family, maybe reflect, like you were saying, because things have been so fast paced.
I got into painting during the pandemic. It helps me express myself in ways I can't. You? Anything?
I'm looking to get into something like that. I'm trying to find some hobbies.
Maybe you and I can hang out at one of those like date places where you get the red wine that's really like weird, and you got to paint the same thing.
It would just be you there.
It would just be me. That's fine. Yeah.
I like a lot of different things that I haven't been able to do. So.
Well, if you win or no win, you've certainly earned it. But we anticipate a strong performance from you on Saturday, and we appreciate your time. By the way, Showtime.com/PPV to order. It's everywhere. It's Jake Paul. It's Brian Campbell. It's Luke Thomas. The workouts are done. We thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
And for